Hello again, my friends, and you are my friends, and good evening. Welcome to an unscheduled, that's right, don't adjust your calendars. It is a Tuesday. It's an unscheduled Talking Town update, if you like. It is 8:30. I hope you're all staying cool and well and looking after yourselves in this absolutely god-awful heat. Hopefully we can entertain you for the next, well, certainly the next 20-25 minutes of this show. And then do not forget, directly after this, if you're watching on catch up, it will be available on the platform. Talking Cricket, Rich and the guys discuss a retirement. Big news. Get involved in that. There'll be a live link. Owen said it's too effing hot, and Bam Bam wants July the 30th. I am on my own today. It is a one-man band today. I primarily was going to put out our Meet the Opposition show with the Derby County fan Jason just as an upload, and I thought, you know what? No. First of all, we got Talking Cricket. Let's give that a good promotion. Got record number of views last week. Let's give it some more love this week. And, you know, we do those shows because it's my way of saying thank you to you for all the support you do through YouTube, subscribing, liking, and just as important, if not more important, donating through Ko-Fi and our YouTube membership. That's my thank you. Whether I'm presenting it, hosting it, a contributor, or producing it, it's my thank you to you. So I wanted to give it as much love as I possibly could, and again say thank you. But equally, something I'm really proud of on this platform is the community that we have built around it. From Ant Still to the Cruncher to Owen to Colin to Bam Bam to every single person, all of the guys and girls in the TT Fifth Stand Ultra list. The community is what is so strong about Talking Town. So when we had some movement on our subscriber and our target to 4K, I wanted to get you guys and girls involved. I wanted to keep you up to date, bang on the money, and keep that momentum rolling in. So here we go. I haven't got a drum roll, but we are currently on 3,920 subscribers. Amazing effort so far. We have, from tomorrow, 10 days left to hit that 4,000. What happens if we hit 4,000? I hear you scream at home. Well, there is a giveaway video on the platform that got all the C's and C's, all the information. Go and check it out. But basically, if we hit 4,000, we've got some shirts to give away, courtesy of Lewis Robinson and other people. And we've got home tickets to win throughout the year. Just for hitting 4,000, you could possibly enter into a competition to win a home ticket every single home game of the year. Update available on the channel. Go and check it out. All the T's and C's are there. But before anything can count, we've got to hit 4,000 subscribers. So we are 80 away. We need, I think we need 8 today, if I remember, if my memory is correct in thinking that. So get involved. We are 80 away with 10 days left to go. That's 8 a day. Bing, bong, boom. Get it done. Get subscribing. Tell your friends. Tell your wife. Tell your partner. Tell your brother. Tell your sister. Get your cat involved. Get your dog involved. Your rabbit. I've got 70 budgies, so really we should probably hit that quite easily, shouldn't we? Yeah, I should probably get them all signed up. Anyway, tomorrow we are live at 8:30. Mike and Alex Wilson joining me. Bersant Selena, we'll cover that. We have to. He's gone, hopefully. Well, maybe somewhere. And whatever else comes up. Jerry Yates still bubbling away under the surface. George Hurst still bubbling away. We've got new shares. What that means for the football club, I'm sure that will come up in the conversation. But for now, we have a Meet the Opposition series. Oh, £2 from Kieran, best channel on YouTube. Kieran, thank you ever so much, my man. I'm really pleased and incredibly grateful that you've given the money and B think that I really work hard through hell or high water, illness or otherwise, to try and bring some really good, fascinating content, engaging content on a almost daily basis. Even sat here again today, absolutely dripping. Talking Town are now the ITFC PID with the highest number of subscribers. Oh, I didn't know that. There you go. Well, keep subscribing. Keep subscribing. But we've met Forest Green Rovers. We've met Bristol Rovers. I sat down with Jason from Derby County, their first League One season in 28 years. And I, of course, started the conversation by asking Jason to fill us in about what's been going on at the circus known as Derby, and just how close did they come to not having a football club anymore. Enjoy the next 15, 18, 10 minutes, however long it is, and I'll see you on the other side. And don't forget, talking cricket at night.
About 2 years, a final failed playoff campaign against Aston Villa. The owner came out that summer and just said, "Look, I can't fund this anymore. There's no way I can be putting in the millions that he was putting in, rightly or wrongly." That's probably a whole discussion for a whole other episode. But you know, us fans were all sitting around going, clearly something's got to shift. And unfortunately, what shifted was, instead of us going up, we had to bite the bullet on the spending. And of course, big money players, they're not that easy to shift on when you sign them to 3-year contracts on 30,000 a week and things like that. So we had to do what we had to do as a club, shifted out a hell of a lot, which left us basically playing with over 30s and kids. I think even now, last season certainly, this season, I think there's 9 academy players in our first team squad that we are adding to, as we'll talk about in a bit. But yeah, last year, and obviously all the other points deductions and everything that went on behind all that because of administration, it's been crazy. It's been crazy. And last season was an incredible season, surprisingly for fans. I spoke to a lot of fans last year, and it's one of the most enjoyable as a Derby fan for probably 3 or 4 years. The togetherness, that the fans had almost fell out of love with the club, with the ownership. Football fans were a bit fickle at times, aren't we? We like to ride that crest of a wave when it's going on, but unfortunately, when things don't quite go the way, it's very quick to point fingers, and everybody's then got an opinion. It's like they're playing Football Manager and stuff like that. But yeah, and unfortunately, it went worse than I think a lot of Derby fans expected it to. With, as I say, last September we got put into administration, so we've had the best part of 9, near enough. It is
no, wow.
Near enough
so that
9 months. Yeah, near enough 9, at least 7. Oh, maybe 7. Yeah, that's 7.
Obviously, the point deduction because of that, which is a large reason. 12, larger than why you're here, really, isn't it?
A further 9 for financial irregularities.
You are the modern day sort of boom and bust story, but thankfully not the bust. I said at the start of the show, it was almost like a miracle we're talking about Derby. Was that an exaggeration, or is it really? Did you really come close to no longer being a football club? How close did it come in the end for you?
As far as I'm aware, it came within a few days of it happening. I mean, nobody knows what was happening in the background. Obviously, that sort of information is not out there in the public domain. But it's a local businessman that has brought us. He's a season ticket holder. He goes every week.
Nice.
He will be down at Ipswich. When we come down to Portman Road, he doesn't want to own the football club. He's been quite honest coming out saying, I didn't want anything to do with it. It's my club. I'm a fan, but I didn't ever envisage running it. I would say that's how close it came because he felt he had to. This is a little bit sort of complicated as everything is with Derby. Yeah. He's not been officially announced as the manager. He is still interim manager, but as far as I'm aware, they're not looking for anybody else.
So
it's his to do what he wants. Well, it's his for the time being until maybe they decide not. Okay. Depending on how things are going. Obviously, it's his first foray into management. We saw a great bond with him last year and Wayne, and from everything that I understand, Liam's the one who's on the grass. He's the one who takes the sessions. He's all that. He's the one who builds up that relationship with the players. Not to say that Wayne didn't, but I know Liam was very much that was his side of things. Wayne did other bits and pieces. So we're getting a coach, a very good coach from as far as I'm aware. I mean, he's been at Derby 3 or 4 years now. We were surprised he didn't get given the job when Wayne Rooney got it, if I'm honest. it was obviously the name and star power and all that. So for him to be given his opportunity, I think that's great. And you look around, what's really out and about there in terms of bringing somebody in who's out of work. I don't think, unless you're going to take a punt on somebody younger, and I don't necessarily think this is the right time for that, maybe. I mean, I know Liam's obviously young. He's not massively experienced in management. It's his first real job. But I think from everything that I've seen over the last couple of years from a coaching side of things, I think he can make that transition. Now, obviously, when the chips are down, it'd be interesting to see how we can change and how we can adapt. We played Bradford last Saturday, beat them 2-0, and we played Hertha Berlin on Saturday at Pride Park, beat them 1-0. And by all accounts, from what I saw from both games, they're playing very similar to last season.
Okay,
it's as football formations seem to be these days. They're a bit interchangeable. They're not massively rigid.
They're very flexible unit. Is it 4 at the back, 3 at the back?
It's a 4 at the back. It's very much a 4 at the back. It's very much a 4-3-3 or a 4-2-3-1, depending on how really you want to look at it. With somebody who I'm sure Ipswich Town fans will be very, very synonymous with, David McGoldrick. Leading the line up there, but also James Collins in there as well. So it can change. I think one thing that over the years Derby fans have definitely had a bit of a grumble with is that Derby's adaptability in games. They've got a set way of playing, and that's that. Whereas this formation can be 4 at the back, it can be 3 at the back, it can be 5 at the back, it can be 2 up top, it can be 1 up top, it can be 3 up top. He's quite versatile, which you need. I think you need in today's football, and obviously we're coming into a division that we're not used to. It has been 28 years since we were last in it. A lot's changed in 28 years. So there are going to be lots of different styles and lots of different ways that Derby have got to perform. And I mean, Derby struggled last year against certain teams, certainly the ones that come up from League One who play that bit more direct and sit 11 behind the ball and things like that. Derby have struggled with that for years. They've never really had an answer to that. So having a bit of versatility in the squad, I think's going to be a big thing. But of course, with Derby, however many signings they've made so far, and there will be more, it's all going to be about the gel, how they get on, and if they can just hit the ground running. Really, I think the big thing. There's got to be. I mean, anybody who sees Derby fans on Twitter like I do, it's we're going bust. We're going to win League One the week after. It's not going to go like that, in my opinion. But it's all going to be about how it gels, how it goes together. It's not often that you bring in the amount of players that Derby have brought in, and I say they're going to have to bring in more. They only had 5 contracted players in the summer. So they need to build a squad. Their youth academy is decimated because they have to sell most of them to make money. It's a big rebuild job at Derby. It was quoted 3 months ago that Derby might need something like 40 players to cover.
Wow.
First team, under 21s, the under 23 side and the under 18s. So it's a lot of players to move in and out. One thing certainly that Derby over the last couple of years have been screaming out for is an out-and-out striker. We've brought in David McGoldrick, who, let's face it, I know he's getting on in years, but he is that type of person. He knows where the back of the net is and worked up and down the levels. James Collins is a man who can score goals in League One with the right service. And Derby have got players, or bringing in players that I think can offer that service. The pair of them have looked pretty solid in pre-season so far. So they're two that, from what I want from Derby, that forward focal thing, they're bringing in players up there that are going to excite. And the way that Derby play on, out wide, they like to play that way. So we played that last year without any wingers. So we were just putting strikers out on the wings. So we've actually brought in 2 natural wingers in Mendes-Lang and Barkhausen. I'm looking forward to Derby as an attacking unit. It's something that we haven't seen a great deal of. We were probably the lowest, if not the second lowest goal scorers in the Championship last season, yet still managed to win. I think it was half our games, near enough. So, it's one of those from that point of view. But I think the other person that jumps out, and I think from anybody who knows the signings that Derby have made, there's only really one person that jumps out, and that's Conor Ure. I mean, how Derby have managed to pull that off is beyond me. It really is. Okay, he's 31. Maybe wants a different challenge in his career, and I get that. But from going on a reported 30 grand a week at Aston Villa to then come to Derby, who obviously, as you well know, with League One financial fair play, won't be being offered anywhere near that kind of money. So it's interesting to see how Derby have managed to get him. There are a couple of others who apparently had offers higher up in the Championship that decided to come to Derby. I think a big pull for a lot of them is there is an opportunity to come straight back up. Of course there is.
The project, the rebuild.
Absolutely. And it's playing week in, week out. And most of those will be playing week in, week out because of the squad size at Derby. So I'm intrigued to see Urhain in League One, because I know how good of a player he was in the Championship. But hot off the press last 2 days, Derby are trying to sign Kemar Roof from Rangers. So I think I've got his name right. I always get him mixed up with Kiefer Moore. So I mean, if Derby can pull that one off, that would probably be the biggest one of the transfer window so far.
Opening day of the 2022-23 league season, you have got Oxford at home. A good welcome to League One. What do you expect from the opening day? Surely a home win, get yourself off nice and running.
I mean, that's obviously the plan. To be honest with you, like you said, welcome to League One football. Oxford are a decent side. I know they did well last year. It's one of them, I mean, it's not a bad test to start off with. I know we're going to go through the first 5, and we've got a couple of really tough ones in that first 5 if you look at them. You can't ask really for much more than a home fixture. As I say, we don't know a lot of some of the teams down in that division. Oxford will prove a good test. There'll be a good yardstick.
Certainly, yeah.
Don't get too carried away if you win. Don't throw your toys out if we lose. It's one of those.
But we're football fans.
Yeah, well, of course.
Where's the fun in that?
Well, exactly. Yeah, we're expecting to win every week, but I mean, it's not going to happen.
100 points, 100 goals.
Yeah, it's a nice one to start with. I honestly think it's a nice one to start with. It will. If Oxford are anything like they were last season, I think they finished around 9th, 10th, didn't they, last season, just outside.
They fell away just towards the end, lost that momentum, certainly.
You'd expect them to be up and in around it again. So for me, it's you're going to get tougher tests this season, you would expect. But it will be, a good yardstick. I think that is a good way of describing it. It'll welcome to League One, Derby, and see how you cope.
But your wider 5, obviously Oxford at home, Charlton, another ex-Premier League, as I said at the start of the show, friends reunited. Charlton away, Barnsley at home, Shrewsbury away, and then Fleetwood away. So, the first 3 really arguably are what you could traditionally call a Premier League, possibly Championship affair, you except Oxford. How do you expect to do in those first 5? What sort of points return are you expecting from those first 5?
I think, Derby have always had a very good home record. Even last year, the home record was pretty solid. So you've got to expect something out your first 2 home games, definitely.
Yeah.
Last season, minus the 21 points, Derby's away form was not strong enough. Okay. And so going to, obviously, new environments, new grounds, new teams, new styles, Derby have got to adapt to that quite quickly. I think, obviously, Charlton, like you say, first away game. When I saw that fixture, I was like, "Oh, what a first away trip that is." Derby have got to start out the blocks. It's as simple as that. If they don't get used to League One football quickly, Derby can fall away quite quickly, in my opinion. I think having 3 out of the first 5 away, we've also got a cup tie at least one cup tie. I
Yes,
think.
we have.
Mansfield.
Yeah,
Mansfield, which is a nice local one for us, so not too much travelling. But yeah, I mean, Derby. I'm not saying that they will, but I think a lot of Derby fans will expect Derby to go pretty much unbeaten at home this year, and that's no knock on the league. That's just in the Championship last year. We beat Fulham at home. We beat Bournemouth at home. We drew with Forest. You know, we beat the teams near the top. It's what I was saying to you earlier. It's the teams at the bottom that play a little bit differently that Derby was struggling with. Now I know we're going to come up against that hell of a lot this year, so there's a slight reservation for me. But I think Derby. And let's face it, any team that wants to have a good season, you want to be as strong as you can at home, and then you've got to perform away. So I would expect Derby to do well at home. I think if they can stay unbeaten in that first 5, nice introduction, pick up a couple of wins. A first home win would be great. A first away win would be great. A couple of other points in and around it. I think if somewhere around the 8 or 9.
Okay.
I think I'm not expecting 15. I'm really not. If they can get a couple of wins behind the belt, I think that's a solid enough start. It's getting more and more as the days go by, and we keep announcing these signings. It's okay. That's gelling, big word. It's not necessary that it's going to work out at Derby. 2 weeks ago, I was glad we'd got a football club. A few days after that, I was just thinking, stay in League One. Fine, as long as we don't do the double drop, the dreaded double drop.
Yeah, the Bolton.
Yeah. So, and then you start to see some of the players that they're bringing in, and you think, yeah, on paper, that's a solid, pretty solid League One. Let's face it, it's probably not a bad Championship side.
No, on paper certainly so. Yes. And
this is the thing: we obviously, apart from points deductions, didn't get relegated last year, so we technically. From the football side of things, we were a Championship side, but unfortunately, we've lost a hell of a lot of those players. We have kept a fair few of them, but we have lost
and the manager.
Lost. Yeah, exactly. Honest to God, at this moment in time, a season without drama, a season just being able to watch football without Derby's name being in the papers or on the news or in the media every 5 minutes for all the wrong reasons, that suits me down to the ground. Realistically, I think Derby are in with a shot of challenging for promotion. I think they kind of have to be with some of the players that they've brought in. If it goes really well, I think we'll challenge right at the top end. I think if it'll go, if we start to settle, I can see playoffs. But there's plenty of other teams in there that are saying that themselves. If Derby struggle, Derby might find themselves mid-table, if not lower. I must admit, if I'm sitting here now with what we were signing, I'd be disappointed if we were to get relegated. I think that'd be pretty obvious. Having anything lower than mid-table, I think I'd be disappointed with as a fan. But anything mid-table and above,
top 10.
To be honest, to say that we've got a club, that didn't look very likely 3-4 weeks ago. So I'm happy with that. There's still, Derby have made 12 signings. That's great. Derby needed to make those 12 signings. Derby need to make probably another 10 at least, just to add to their first team, just for a little bit of squad rotation and a little bit of competition. So there's still a long way to go. Whilst, those names that have come out are great, and we could probably field an 11, and we'd field quite a strong 11. That's no good. We found this before. That's no good over a 46-game season, plus the League Cup, plus the Johnson's Spain, or Papa John's as it's called these days, sorry. Plus FA
Pizza Cup.
Pizza Cup. Plus the FA Cup from the first round, of course, something that Derby have not had to pull up with for quite some time. So you're looking at a 55-game season, depending on 60 games if you do well, so 60 plus.
Marathon, not a sprint.
Yeah, so basing that on 12 players is no good to anybody. So plenty more to happen at Derby. If it goes in the same trajectory off the field that it has been going in the last couple of weeks, I think Derby will be a force. I'm a little bit worried about certain teams who have got experience down here at this level. We see teams, don't we, that bounce straight back up, and then we see a couple of teams like Sunderland. Yeah, Sunderland, who obviously took a few years. Sheffield Wednesday, I expect to be strong themselves. And there are a couple of clubs like that. It'll all depend on which way that goes for Derby. If Derby can adapt to that football, and that's not normally the type of football that they can adapt to, then great.
And there we go. Thoroughly enjoyable conversation with Jason from Rams Review. Twitter is now in the chat, but I thoroughly enjoyed that conversation. It's a marathon, not a sprint, and that is League One to a T. But we are sprinting towards the finish line, not only of this show, but equally towards the season. We are 10 days away. We are 80 subscribers away from our 4,000 target. We need 8 a day. Hit subscribe. But he was right there. There's a number of teams at this level that could really cause damage, and I can't wait to see how it plays out. As I was saying in the live chat, which is very busy, I hope they're 12 months behind us in terms of their rebuild, laying the foundations, and hopefully they just do what we did this year, consolidate to go again. Hopefully we're 12 months further on and they're not that much of a thorn or a worry in our side, but they are making some shrewd signings on paper, just as we did. Lewis, good chat, Gov. Really good to get different team, really good to get different team fans on, getting the juices going for the new season. Well, join us tomorrow at 8:30. Myself, Alex, and Mike bring you all the latest ITFC news and opinions, and we'll have a Port of Vale fan on joining me live to discuss Port of Vale, their transfer activity, their expectations, their playing style as we go through this Meet the Opposition or Meet the New Boys series. Right, we're done. We're dusted. Cricket in 5 minutes. Don't forget, become a YouTube member today. All of our output is just a huge thank you to you. We create the content. I create the content, whether it's hosting, contributing, producing, whatever it is for you, as a way of saying thank you, particularly to those, especially for those that are YouTube or Ko-Fi subscribers. So you can do so by clicking the link. But until tomorrow, 8:30, cricket in 4 minutes' time, I'm off for a towel down.
You make me smile when I think of you. If I get down low and I am blue, I can't get enough. Oh, yes, love. You make me happy, I feel so fine. Oh, how I wish that you were mine. I can't get enough. Oh, yes, love. I woke up all soaked in sweat, weird chills running down my neck. I thought went crazy from just the thought of you.